It's fancy coffee time. I got the button. I almost showed too much, you know? How did everyone sleep? Did you sleep good? I was in bed early again last night. I've just determined that I'm in my old lady stage of life where I like to have me a cup of tea, 6:30, 7 o'clock. That cup of tea is gonna wind me down. I'm gonna be asleep by 8, okay? My husband's like, we don't even watch shows together anymore. You fall asleep. I know. I can't help myself. I get so sleepy. I'm gonna microwave this. Last night's dinner was so simple. I did meal prep earlier this week. I made egg bites, potatoes, fajita veggies. So last night's dinner was simple. It was just egg bites with some Canadian bacon, because the egg bites have veggies and potatoes and everything in them, right? And then threw it on a tortilla, and I had half of a sweet potato. Generally, cold sweet potatoes, that's all I think about anymore. Like, oh, they're so good. Give me a cold sweet potato with a little bit of sea salt, a little drizzly poo of maple syrup. It's a game changer. It's over. It's all I'm eating. So I'm gonna brew an Intenso for today. These are the regular Nespresso pots, not the ones I refilled. Which the refill ones, this is just a coffee pot. See how it's like bigger? The different sizes are different brews. But because it's just a coffee pod, we're gonna add some instant espresso to give it a little boost, okay? Because I like my shit strong, like me. Good morning, Chubby Cheeks. She's over there. She's not happy with me. Her and her brother, she was being mean to her brother, Sir Chinkertons, this morning, so she got in trouble, and now she's currently mad at me for holding her accountable. Believe it or not, sometimes that sweet little angel we all know as Chubby Cheeks can be a little bit of a bitch, okay? 1 teaspoon, you know, we're gonna go with 1.5 teaspoons. I need that little frother thing. Mix that in, and we'll brew our K-Cup, or Nespresso pot. Same thing, basically, not really at all. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Yum, yum. Let's go. There you go. Fill this up. This gets refilled twice a day, believe it or not, because I drink like 4 cups of tea a day, and then my husband uses it for the doggy food. Teddy the tea kettle is legitimately one of my favorite birthday gifts ever, along with Noella. We have Teddy and Noella. They're such a cute little couple, aren't they? My husband giggles every time I tell him the name of a new kitchen product. He asked me years ago, he's like, why do you always name everything? I was like, have you never seen Drop Dead Fred? Like, legitimately one of my favorite childhood movies. She had an imaginary friend who was named Fred, Drop Dead Fred. And that's why I name everything. It's because it deserves to have a name. It's not just some inanimate object, okay? It's Teddy the tea kettle, and his feelings matter too. Ooh, 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 we're gonna overflow, Susan! Oh, caught it right in time. How exciting was that? We almost had a mess on our hands. I had to suck off the tip. Just the tip. That was gonna be messy, guys. Okay, so coffee's done. Give it a good stir. Oh yeah, ain't nothing like fancy coffee, I'm telling you. I love this Nespresso, man. Okay, Teddy's full. He's ready to get turned on. But not for Noella. He's getting turned on for the doggy food. So it's not his most exciting task for the day. I went shopping yesterday at Grocery Outlet. That was so much fun. I drove an hour away to get to that store. I almost choked on the phone. 1 hour. All the way out in Uniontown. And I got some good deals. I did get some good deals. They have eggs for 99 cents a dozen. 89 cents for medium eggs, 99 cents for large. But then if you want extra large, you're going to $1.99. Okay, but I have to show you my favorite score of my shopping trip. Because this one, game changer. So you know we have like all of our protein snack doors, right? We have all the healthy snacks. I saw these sitting on a shelf and they were $1.97. And I was like, we'll get a few bags, try them. I always grab protein snacks if I see them on sale or clearance or whatever, because me and my husband have been doing the thing. And believe it or not, my husband, if I locked this and hid the key from him, he would have an ever-loving meltdown. I just restocked this drawer yesterday, and then I wasn't here. No, I was here. I went to the gym and then I came home. But I just restocked her yesterday. And let's try to determine what my husband had for snack last night. Okay, it wasn't me because I was sleeping. Well, we know he for sure had a Prime Bite protein brownie because that one's gone. maybe a Quest brownie too. Yep, that one's gone. And then, oh, someone had a muffin because there was a spot missing for the muffins. But, cranberry muffins. And then there's some snacks here too. All of my, these are like ones that I got for protein ice creams. Yeah, we just have snacks, okay? Protein snacks, lots of snacks. And I filled it up yesterday. And we can clearly see my husband had multiple snacks last night. That's okay, that's what they're there for. Because when mama's in bed, she ain't waking up to cook. Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing any hootie tootie fruity. These high key protein mini cookies. Now, when I tell you, I have only had 5 or 6 protein cookies because A, the flavor isn't one that I'm crazy about, okay? B, the macros are stupid. They don't even, like, why are we even calling this a protein cookie? These I found for $1.97 a bag. And I looked at them and I was like, oh, the macros aren't too bad. 250 calories, 14 grams of protein, 9 grams of fiber, 27 grams carbs overall, 14 grams of fat. Fat is a little high, but that's because they're made with almond flour, right? So I opened these up and I get out to my car. I was like, let me do a little video. I filmed that video, got out of my car, walked back into the store, bought every single bag that they had on the shelf because, again, they're only $1.97 and they were a buyout, which means they're disappearing for good, okay? So high key protein mini cookies. I will tell you exactly what these taste like, okay? The Chips Ahoy soft and chewy. That's what, I'll show you. I'm not gonna have any of these. Oh, just the smell. It even smells like soft and chewy. So 250 calories is the whole bag. I want to let you know that. So that's your snack, okay? Now, a brownie, Prime Bite protein brownie, for comparison, is 220 to 240 calories, and it's about that big. But look how soft these are. Look. Do you see? Soft and chewy. I mean, look how soft that is. So if you see the high key protein cookies, I did look them up online because I was like, wait, I've never even heard of this brand. Is this a straight up protein brand? Not a straight up protein brand. As a matter of fact, this is the only protein item I could find on their website, but they do look like they have a lot of regular cookies. They've got Snickerdoodle, they've got lemon, they've got double chocolate fudge, they've got all this other kind of stuff. But if you see these, you buy them immediately. I'm gonna put them back in the door because I'm sure my husband will be getting snacks today. But I thought about it yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm really grateful because, you know, 10 years ago, well, shit, even a couple years ago when I was disabled and I wasn't bringing in any income, it was before I started making money, you know, doing content creation stuff. I remember, like, we barely had money for groceries. And now I'm so grateful that I'm standing in my kitchen, that I can just look and see how functional it is to provide meals for my family. And I've got an entire survival stand behind me filled with protein snacks and, you know, the things that'll help keep us on our journey. Very, very grateful for those things. Because I remember when I first got this survival stand, I said I want it filled with all the protein goodies. And it is. It's taken a few months, probably what, like 6-7 months. And it's just, I just stock up on it when I see it on sale. And then when I'm at Sam's, we usually always get the Fit Crunch bars. So those are always going to be in there. That's one of my husband's favorites, is just, you know, a candy bar, the peanut butter chocolate. Prime Bite protein brownies, when those go on sale, I'll buy those, buy a few boxes of those. They used to send me some, but I don't know what happened with that company. Shit's been off. They've been using my videos and putting other people's codes on them, so I really don't post videos for them anymore. Although yesterday I did. I posted a video for Prime Bites Brownie and I put my code in the caption of the video. We'll see. But they were like using my videos and putting some code for someone named Benji to get money on my videos instead of me getting an affiliate code. So I still eat Prime Bite brownies, but you don't see me posting about them because I'm not making some guy Benji money, you know? Like, I want my money. And then I tried emailing them a few times and never responded, so whatever. They also told me they were sending me a box of the Dubai chocolate brownies. Never got those. I don't know what's going on with Prime Bites. I'll still eat them, but as far as like promoting them so they can give somebody else my money, not Gucci, not gonna happen, Captain, you know? But I did show you guys, I posted on my Book of Places, Things and Faces, the peanut butter brownie that I made because that was fire. It's just so simple. It's the peanut butter sauce I make for my husband. It's PB Fit, honey, and a little bit of milk. Throw that over a warm brownie. Ooh, ooh, and you're getting a little bit of protein. But I did buy, what is it? Oh, here it is. I did buy, Mama Loves Macros posted a macro-friendly chocolate cake recipe that looks phenomenal. So I bought the stuff to make that. I've been waiting for her to post recipes for so long, and I'm so happy she finally is, because now I'm like getting burnt out on what I'm making. Because I've been doing it for so long, now I can steal her ideas. She's got some bomb-ass recipes. If you're not following Mama Loves Macros, you need to. You definitely need to. What was it of hers that I made last week? Chicken and dumplings, macro-friendly chicken. Oh, so fucking good. So good. I did mine differently. I used whole wheat flour, because I try to stay away from like refined flours. So if I'm putting some, okay, so I look at stuff as like, it doesn't really make any sense maybe to you, but it makes sense to me when I look at food that I'm about to consume. I look at food and I look at the macros and I look at the ingredients, and in my brain, I like to dissect that to a like percentage of dead calories, right? That's what I call them, dead calories. So what are dead calories to me? Calories are that you are getting absolutely nothing out of it except for a calorie. You're not getting any minerals, you're not getting any protein, you're not getting any healthy fats, you're not getting any carbs, like good carbs, like fiber. So when I look at like white all-purpose flour, that's a dead calorie to me, because you're getting nothing from it, okay? There's nothing good that's going into flour. Whole wheat flour, whole grain flour, that is what white flour is before they strip it of every single nutrient that it includes, okay? White flour has no nutrients. Whole grain, whole wheat flour has a ton of nutrients. Now, the reason why they started stripping it is because some people's bodies just can't naturally digest certain wheats, certain grains. That's perfectly fine. But when I'm cooking in my house, 99% of the time you're gonna see me grab the whole wheat flour out of the freezer and not the all-purpose, unless it's something that like, I don't know if I can do it, you know? But I try to stay away from regular flour. But with this cake mix, I mean, you can't beat that, you know? I mean, I guess I could measure it all out by hand, but whole wheat's tricky to cook with too, because it absorbs differently and it gives a different texture than white flour. But that does good, like when I'm looking at recipes, or not recipes, when I'm looking at ingredients to get or to make something, I look at it as a term of like, what is my body getting out of this? Not just calories, not just feeling full. What am I putting into my body that my body is gonna come in and use and put it where it needs to go in my body? And that's kind of how mentally I help stay on track. Also, when I eat things with dead calories, like refined pastas, refined breads, things like that, I am in physical pain. So it's not that much fun for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to show you guys this. I found these at the grocery outlet too. I was pretty stoked. Now, this was at the grocery outlet. It's Old Time. I've never heard of this brand. It's a 647. This caught my eye because I said promotes healthy living, and I was like, we'll see about that. So these are bagels. Now, for like keto bagels, that's what I use, because even though they have a white flour in them, they also are usually packed with fiber, okay? Anything with the keto tag on it, it's gonna be packed with fiber, because they substitute that fiber for the dead calories, the dead carbs that would be in regular bread, okay? So normal regular bread, you're gonna see a high carb count, and then fiber, it's gonna say 0. This, we're gonna see that each one of these bagels is 190 calories, total fat, 2 grams, total carbs, 49 grams, right? But 17 grams of that is fiber. And then we've got 9 grams protein. This is the Everything Bagel. Now, I recently had the Hero Everything Bagels. Pricey AF. I spent, was it $12 on 5 bagels? $10 on 5 bagels at a grocery store at Fresh Time, okay? Because the Hero brand is really hard to find around here. But these, $3 at that grocery outlet. So I told my husband, I said, you know, it's an hour away. So it's not like I'm going to be shopping out there all the time. But what I can do is, especially for like the things like the bagels and the eggs and the stuff that like is on sale all the time, because the eggs are always 99 cents, I guess. I can go out there once every couple months, stock up, save myself $80 to $100, bring it home, I can double bag these, throw these in the freezer. So we always have bagels on hand. You know, you just take them out and put them each in like a little Ziploc bag and then throw them back in here. That way they get a little bit more protection from the freezer burn. But I can go and do that once a month. I can just go out, grab a bunch of stuff, stock up, and come back. And I think that's what I'm gonna do, because eggs being $3 a dozen is just crazy. And you have no clue how many eggs we fly through in this house. About every 2 weeks, I buy the 90 egg count from Samuel's Clubhouse. We eat eggs like crazy. They're superfood. Like, why wouldn't you? You know, I usually always, well, I'm out now. I usually always have soft or hard-boiled eggs in my fridge. I love to whip together an egg salad. I love to throw eggs in my chicken salad. We have Brenner a couple nights a week for dinner usually. Just fry up some eggs with some of the fajita veggies and potatoes that I meal prep. I mean, we just blow through eggs, and then eggs in our food, obviously. Egg bites, those are quick and easy one. That you can just, and you can even eat them cold. I didn't think you can eat them cold, but Tina at the gym said that they were quite delightful cold, so here we are. Speaking of gym, man, I hope we have class tonight. What's today, Thursday? So today's class at 5:15 is Metcon RX, which is metabolic conditioning. I do like that class. It's more of like a slow, like, I don't know. It's a little bit slower paced class, but you do a lot of form building, and then we'll do farmer's walks during that. I want to try to get up to 70 pounds on my farmer's walks. I've been doing 50 pounds, and that's a lot. But I'd love to get up to a 70-pound farmer's walk. Farmer's walk is where you carry the weights with you. Like, get your form nice and tight, put your chest out, and you just carry your weights, and you walk around with weights. I don't know what it does. I'm going to be going to school for that soon. I do think I'm going to get certified in personal training. It's been on my heart a lot, and I want to do the meal prep, but I think it's going to be important as like an all-around trifecta for me, for my career in this industry, to get the personal training. So I'm going to be getting 2 certifications. I never thought I'd be doing anything in the health and fitness world, but fitness has saved me. It truly has. Well, getting sober saved me first, okay? We're not going to discredit that. Getting sober from alcohol saved my life. And then the work, the therapy, the journaling, the self-care, the, you know, being consistent and not perfect and not giving up. That's saved me as well. First time in my life I ever did something like this, you know, and I actually focused on me. And maybe it's because, like, my kids are grown now, and I can, you know, I don't have the fear and the worry and the struggles that I did when they were younger. And I also, I accredit a lot of it to my husband too, because he is the first person that ever gave me a safe place, you know, and he is my safe place. Someone commented yesterday that, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, I've been watching your videos for so long, and every time your husband talks to you, the look on your face, like the smile. And then another person said, like, they can tell how much he puts me up on a pedestal and how he treats me because of how, you know, I react in my videos to him. And sometimes I think that when we're with someone, we've been together going on 10 years, we kind of forget what it is their love has done for us, you know? And that's something I don't ever want to take for granted from my husband, because that man, he gave me safety. He's given me the home that I've always wanted, you know, the peace, the solitude. I actually told him either last night or the night before last, I had this memory pop up in my brain, and I remember I was like 13 years old. I was walking home from school, and I got to the top of the street on the block that I lived on, and I could hear my mom, my stepmom, screaming at my dad. She had a lot of mental illness, and before she got medicated, she was batshit crazy. Okay, no one liked her. I didn't even like her. But then she got treated for her mental illness and illnesses, and she became the person she was meant to be without that chemical imbalance, right? And so her and I became best friends. But I was 13 years old. I was walking home from middle school, heard her screaming at him, and I'm like, oh God. And like, I look at it now, and now I know it was the anxiety. Back then I didn't, you know, when you feel that chest tighten and the heart flutter, and not in a good way. And so I remember I walked in the house, and she's just throwing shit at my dad, like vacuum cleaner. Like I said, she was batshit crazy before she got medicated, okay? And After that, I remember I never wanted to go home. I wanted to go to my friend's house. I wanted to go here, go here, go here. I didn't want to, because you never knew what you were walking in on. Either dad was going to be drunk and mom's losing her shit, or, you know, something. But my husband, together, him and I told him, I said, do you know how grateful I am that we don't argue? That we, like, don't get me wrong, we have communication issues sometimes because we're two different humans living in one house, right? That's to be expected. But when there is something between us, we communicate it. We talk about it. We don't lash out. There's no blame game. This is how I feel. Him and I are both firm believers that you cannot argue with someone's feelings. They have the right to feel that way. You can just do what you can to make it better, period. I said, I don't, you know, our kids didn't have to see that. I mean, when my mom and dad were babysitting them, when I lived in Akron, they did see it a lot. But once we moved here to PA and got away from all the chaos back home, my kids saw peace. And that's never something I was given. I was never given a peaceful home. And so my husband has given me a safe place. He has given me, when the world is falling apart, his arms are the only place I want to be. You know, cuddling him and talking to him and spending time with him. So, very, very, very grateful for my man. And the way he loves me, too. He's so blessed. So grateful for him. You know, he's so cute because, like, when we go to bed, he tickles my back at night, right? Every kid in my family, we love getting our back tickled because that's how my mom put us to sleep. So he's so cute because, like, he'll tickle my back and I'll fall asleep. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I just can't fall back to sleep. And I'll wake up and I'll be sitting there watching TV or something. And he will be dead ass asleep. And he's been doing this for 9 years, okay? Dead ass asleep. And he will subconsciously, like, find me in the middle of the night while he's asleep and start tickling my back. And then, like, pull me a little closer to him. And I'm like, that is the cutest fucking thing because he doesn't even understand that when he's sleeping, subconsciously he's taking care of me. That's one of my favorite things about him. I'll never forget when we first got engaged, my cousin Kelly was like, damn, how the hell you get 3 husbands and I ain't even found one? This is my 3rd marriage. But to be fair, those first 2 marriages were toxic enough that I earned this one, okay? I earned this one. So, yeah, very grateful. And he's so supportive and so loving. Might have to make him a fancy coffee today to say thank you. You know, you never know. And he's also the husband that thinks he can tell me no when it comes to bringing a new baby home. And that never works out in his favor. Although, we have had a couple offers for a couple kittens that people have wanted us to take, and I just can't. And it's not that my husband says no, it's that after we lost Reginald, I don't know, I still miss that baby, you know? And getting a new baby doesn't even feel right with the ones we have now, you know, because, like, Chinkerton still grieves his brother. And it's been like 6 months, I think, 5 or 6 months since we lost Reginald. Doesn't even feel right. There's still days where, like, Chubby walks and I see, like, the back of her body and I think it's him. Oh, I miss that boy. There have been a couple kittens that needed homes and I've just told my husband, like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So, maybe one day, but yeah, it's not the hardest part of animals is, like, you know what you're signing up for, but they just give you so much love in between that it's like you're willing to put yourself in the way of that heartbreak. But yeah, I've really been missing Reginald lately. Google Photos does this thing where they, like, put together, like, albums. You want to talk about fucked up, man? They hit me with an album of Reginald and our dog Mommy the other day, who passed away in 2018. She's the one that I got this tattoo for. She was my soul doggy. Google, why are you fucking with me? Why would you do that to me at 6 o'clock in the morning? I don't understand. I was like, oh, I forget what the album was named, like Furry Friends or something, like Pets and Faces. I don't know. It was, and I was just thinking it was going to be all of our babies that we have now. No. Google was like, let me just freaking annihilate your heart first thing in the morning. Mommy was a good doggy too. But, you know, it is what it is. That's why, like, Baby and Sissy, they're, how old are they? 8 years old? They'll be 8 this year. And then Daisy, we got her 2 years ago. And my husband was like, why do you want another dog? And I said, because, Jason, Baby and Sissy are getting old. And I just know that when we lost Mommy, I couldn't even walk in the house after she was gone because she wasn't there to greet me. And call me crazy, but it might just be a preventative measure by getting Daisy so that, you know, when our hearts are broken, we at least have Daisy to bring us, you know, happiness and love that we're gonna need when something happens to the other girls. And that's like the most dreaded conversation. He's like, babe, why are you even talking about that? Because it's gonna happen and I need to prepare my heart for it. And if that means having another dog that's gonna greet me at the door so that I don't have to have the reality of no dogs being there, so be it. And plus, there was like a soul connection with Daisy when I saw her picture on the dog pound site. We'd looked at hundreds of puppy pictures. He wanted a puppy. I didn't care. I just wanted a new baby. And so many pictures. And he was like, oh, let's get a puggle. Let's do this. And then I saw Daisy's picture and I was like, ooh, that's her. Sent it to him. And he was like, she doesn't look like a puppy. And I was like, I don't care. My soul said, we need her. And you know when you see that, right? That, like, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't know, but I had already filled out the adoption application for Daisy. And he was like, oh, we'll think about it. And I was like, no, like, she's our dog. Like, I'm telling you, my soul knows she's our dog. So later that day, the dog pound called me and they were like, hey, we just want to let you know Daisy was adopted earlier today. And I was like, no, legitimately cried. Okay, now I need to inform you, this was my dad's birthday, okay? My dad's birthday was the day that I filled out the adoption application. And I was like, no, and they're like, yeah, she's gone, but we have other dogs here. And I was like, yeah, no, I already saw him. I don't, like, my soul was connected to Daisy before I even met her. So about a week goes by and I get a phone call from the dog pound. And they're like, hey, Daisy got returned. And I immediately started bawling my eyes out. I said, why would someone do that to her? And the woman from the dog pound was like, well, the husband came and got her and took her home. And apparently the wife wasn't too happy because she made their house smell like a dog. So they surrendered her today. Well, I have since then, after being Daisy's mother for 3 years almost, I have realized why they got rid of her, because she absolutely refuses to poop outside. Okay, so that's how she was making their house smell like a dog. She poops in the middle of the living room floor. She has a special spot, and it's the only place she will poop. And you know what? If that's her thing, that's her thing. Okay, she's got trauma too. She was abandoned by 2 whole families. Okay, so anyways, I called my husband and I was like, Daisy got returned. And he was like, well, if she got returned, we don't want her. Like, everybody's returning her. There's obviously something wrong with her. And I was like, I don't care. I told her we'll be there tomorrow to pick Daisy up. And he was like, you did what? And I was like, yep. This was the day before, 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I start telling Baby and Sissy and all the fur babies, Reginald, Chinkertons, Chubby Cheeks, I'm like, you're gonna have a new sister and she's gonna come here and we're gonna love her. And my husband comes home from work and he's like, don't be telling them that. We're not bringing her home. And I was like, yeah, we are. Like, you don't understand. Yeah, we are. So he called her the possibly dog. Possibly we were gonna bring her home. So we go the next day to the dog pound. And it was like 2 hours away, I think. Kate is Ohio, wherever it is. We go and we meet her and she goes absolutely berserk. And immediately I was like, she's going home with us. And she did. Now, the next 1.5 years was rough. Okay, now she's finally trained. She only listens to me. Like, I'm the only one that worked with her training. My husband, he'll be trying, like, he does do the signals that I've taught her. And she'll do that, but as far as, like, actually listening, she's only listening to me. She walks all over her daddy. He don't even scare her, okay? She's just like, you're my daddy, and you knew it. So, yeah, we brought her home. And the day after we brought her home, she went into heat. That was exciting. And her and Sissy have had a few fights. Sissy is the dominant dog, so we really have to watch him. Anytime I see, like, hints of resource guarding from Sissy, I have to do a little bit of a separation station and work with Sissy a little bit to prevent her from trying to Daisy, you know. But yeah, those are all of our babies. And I couldn't imagine life without them. You know, like, I complain about the hair all the time. I'm always sweeping and I sanitize my island 500 times a day because Chubby Cheeks is up here and stuff, but I don't care. I don't care. They're my babies. They're my babies, you know. She doesn't get over on the counter. She just gets on the island. And that's because that's where we feed her, so the puppy dogs don't get it. Because we tried feeding them over on the kitty stand with their other food. Daisy swiped that whole bowl off. She was like, that's mine, Chubby. So, and dogs really should not have cat food because it's such higher protein. It's not good for them. But, yeah. So that's... I just went on a complete ramble for like 40 fucking minutes, you guys. I've been standing here having coffee with you. Isn't this your favorite time of day? Isn't it? It's just us. It's just me and you waking up and having fun coffee. No one can bother us. It's great. It's great. But I am going to warm this back up because it is lukewarm, but I like it piping hot. I'm going to warm this back up, go sit down, do some journaling today. Today I'm going to journal a little bit about my game plan for the next 12 months, which needs to slow down a little bit. My therapist told me yesterday, she said, you're so upset with yourself about not hitting a goal, but you're not giving yourself credit for every single goal you've already hit. And I was like, yeah. She's like, it's not that you didn't hit a goal, it's just that the post moved a little bit further out. We were talking about my healthy weight. But yeah, so I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the next 12 months and what I want to see for myself. And I know that I want to do a 1-minute dead hang. And I'm still working on getting to 200-pound deadlift before my 40th birthday. I'm up to 165 pounds. So today I'm hoping I can take it up to 185. But when I went to 165 last time, I almost peed myself because that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. So I'm gonna start at 155, get to 165, and then hopefully work my way up to 185 in reps today. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to injure myself because that would be so sad. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. Tell me what you're grateful for, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, love you, bye.